Imagine if you could create an entire podcast over 90 minutes long simply by inputting text and generating realistic voices. In this video, we're going to see why voice actors are in danger of losing their jobs. Microsoft just launched this tool called VIBEVOICE, which is an open source program to generate realistic voices. We can see the complete paper with the full description of this project and application, and we also see examples of how it works. For instance, in this first example, we can see that the voices are extremely realistic and it allows us to include two voices at once.
2 hours! Not a single call, not a text? Do you have any idea how embarrassing that was, just sitting there alone?
There are many examples here, some with up to 3 voices and others with up to 4 voices, as we can see here.
Hello and welcome to Planet in Peril. I'm your host, Alice. We're here today to discuss a really... Hello and welcome to Planet in Peril. I'm your host.
If we go to the top of this page, we see that they also have all the code and this online demo. Using the online demo here, for example, we simply input the text and we can click Generate and it's extremely easy to use. In this case, you can use it online without any installation required. Here we can select the default voices they provide, but as we can see, it doesn't have the option to generate or clone your own voices. Another issue with this demo is that it takes too long because I imagine many people are trying it out, which causes significant delays in each generation. It took me around 10 minutes to generate only these 2 lines of text.
Big news in TTS lately?
Microsoft Research just open-sourced VIBEVOICE. The model can generate speech up to 90 minutes long, with smooth delivery and rich emotion. It's absolutely amazing.
But this gives you an idea of what you can do online without installing it. Let's see how to install it. We're going to use ComfyUI. For those who don't know, ComfyUI is a framework that can run applications for video generation, audio generation, and image generation, and you can install models within the program. The easiest way to install ComfyUI is using Pinocchio. Pinocchio is an app store for AI applications. If you want to learn more about Pinocchio, you can check my other video how in this link. Before opening ComfyUI, we need to install a couple of things: the VIBEVOICE models and the requirements or dependencies. For this, we're going to go to this GitHub website from a user called EnemyX. This user already uploaded the workflow with all the nodes needed to run it in ComfyUI. What we need to do is take this line of code that says git clone and this internet address. We simply copy it and go to the folder where ComfyUI is installed in Pinocchio. This depends on whether you want to run it with Pinocchio, but if you have ComfyUI installed in Pinocchio, it will generally give us this path as we see here. And inside the API folder, we see all the applications we have within Pinocchio. Here we look for confy.git, and inside that confy.git folder, we go to the app folder, and inside that, we go to the folder called custom nodes. Once you're inside this folder, we're going to run a command terminal. If you are running Windows, just click on this address bar and type cmd. We're going to paste the line of code we copied from the GitHub page of user EnemyX. Once we run the program, it will show us these 4 lines indicating that the application ran correctly and has installed or downloaded the code lines that ComfyUI needs to start downloading all the dependencies. Now, if we go to ComfyUI and open it, we can see that in theory we should now have an installed folder within custom nodes. We now have this VIBEVOICE folder within custom nodes, which means the code is installed, but all the models haven't been downloaded yet. What we're going to do is go inside this folder. Here we see this folder called examples, and inside that folder we see workflows for single voice and multiple voices. In this case, I'm going to use the single voice one and drag it over. Once ComfyUI is running, it will automatically start downloading all the dependencies that VIBEVOICE needs. And as you can see, it showed that there was still a missing custom node. Here I'm trying to run it by updating ComfyUI. Let's see if this fixes it. We'll go to update. Once we finish, we restart it. After restarting, I'm still getting this error where I can't run the application. Let's try again by closing it and reopening it. Now the error didn't appear, which means it should run normally. Now what we're going to do is to upload a voice file. Here I have one which is 15 seconds long.
These use cases perfectly complement the original examples and demonstrate highly practical commercial applications of the
Then we just paste our text here and hit run. And after around 30 seconds here, we have our first result.
This week, Google's revolutionary image model, Nano Banana, continues to dominate the headlines. Without exaggeration, we could be witnessing the most significant AI launch of the year, overshadowing virtually every other innovation in the sector.
Let's change the settings here a little bit. We increase the CFG scale and the temperature and see if it gives a more natural outcome.
This week, Google's revolutionary image model, Nano Banana, continues to dominate the headlines. Without exaggeration, we could be witnessing the most significant AI launch of the year, overshadowing virtually every other innovation in the sector.
Previously, I was using Minimax, which also has very realistic voices, but with this tool, besides being open source, I think the voice cloning is much better than the voices that Minimax generates. There are other open source ones you can also use, such as Chatterbox, OpenAudio, and F5 TTS, which I've also made other videos about. In conclusion, this VibeVoice tool can generate up to 90 minutes of audio without stopping. If you try it online, it has a common podcast style that adds some music sounds, but I prefer the voice to be clean without any sound effects. You can add sound effects later in editing. I'm sure you'll also be able to use an API that can connect other applications with this voice generator model, which could also be somewhat dangerous if someone wanted to clone someone else's voice. I think this voice generator is currently the best. That's all for this video. I hope you liked it. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and activate the bell to receive notifications of new videos I'll be making. If you made it this far, I invite you to watch this other video where I show Nano Banana and some viral prompts that will blow your mind. Click here. See you next time.